No, don't do ROI. People can't think past like the next couple days. Stick with cost of inaction. So you might say things like, I'm just curious, do you have any idea what the impact is right now at your business by not having this in place? What's the cost to your team? See how I'm unraveling, peeling the onion back, going deeper inside the problem?
Welcome to the Profit and Proof podcast. I'm your host, Joie Roberts. Everyone is talking about trust, but trust doesn't exist without truth. And that's where marketing and sales kind of start to break down. Today's guest is Ari Galper, an author and leading authority on trust-based selling. Ari is a creator of radically different approaches. He has helped so many companies turn long sales cycles into a single conversation. In this episode, we're going to get into what really takes to uncover the truth and why that actually drives revenue for companies. So Ari, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate that. Looking forward to this.
Me too. We've had a few conversations and I've seen you speak, but you talk a lot about trust, but underneath trust is truth. So where do you think the biggest gap between, let's say, like what companies say and what's actually true, like where does that exist?
Well, here's the thing. Most companies are operating from a solution-based mindset. They're trying to describe, sell, do free consulting, talk about their solution to convince someone to buy what they have, as opposed to if they shift to a problem-centric approach, where they approach the market around the issues that they solve, that elicits the truth from the client because they feel comfortable, because they feel understood. When someone feels understood by somebody else, that's what trust is, you see? And when we come at them from a solution point of view, their guards up, they feel like they're being sold, they're being overeducated, they know the game. So the whole idea is to shift your mindset away from the solution to the problem.
And it sounds simple, but as a marketer and someone who's been doing marketing and sales for a long time, it's actually a little bit more complicated. From my experience, you have to get to know what their actual pain points are. You have to get to know the company, which to me is operational. Like, where do you fit in to help them operate?
Well, it feels so obvious. Like when I say to people, you need to understand your prospects and clients' problems. They're like, How do we do that? I'm like, how are you even here right now? If you don't even know what problems you solve, I don't know if you guys existed, but It's just that we live inside our world of solutions. We love it so much. It's all we think about. But we don't put ourselves in their shoes and ask ourselves, what are they grappling with every single day that if they had a solution would go away? You can do that by easily asking your current clients, what 5 things went away from your business when we worked with us? What issues are gone now? If you get to those core issues, that becomes the way you engage your market for lead gen, for conversations. Because here's the thing, everybody else is pitching solutions. And we are now in a commoditized world. So when they hear one solution, they've heard the other one. So if you start from that perspective, it's already over to hello.
That's a good point, because we're marketing teams are sold so many solutions, but it's like, get to know me, figure out what it is. I love how you put that into the 5 solutions you can bring to them to make their lives easier, make more money to go into the company pockets, whatever it is. So why? For most sales processes, they're kind of designed to uncover truth or maybe avoid it. What do you think on that?
Well, most sales teams start with what they call a discovery call. Okay. And a discovery call really is a qualification call where they try and ask fact-finding questions to size up the person before they walk them through a demo or next step. That is not trust building. That is like a human calculator. Collect information, process it, go to the next step, right? So our model, we say, stop doing discovery meetings. Start with a trust meeting first and do a deep dive inside their world, unpack their issues, build trust with them. Stop talking about your solution. Because here's the thing, if you try and qualify them from the beginning with a few questions, they're going to give you what I call service level communication. Just enough breadcrumbs to get you excited. But they won't go below the iceberg and tell you the truth because they don't really trust you yet. So your goal as a sales team is to build trust with a new potential client at a Zoom or a Teams meeting where they immediately feel like, wow, this person is not trying to move me down a sales process. He's actually trying to understand me deeper.
You think that's harder now doing it over Zoom than when we used to get to do it in person?
Well, the thing is, when you meet people in person, what happens is you create this instant, what I call social structures created, where you go, hey, how's it going? How is the parking lot? Did you drive there? I love your shoes. You want some coffee? We start getting all social with people. It's hard to go from there to business. That's the problem. But on Zoom, it's like you're a doctor and they're a patient. They show up in your clinic and here's what you say. And I'll teach you what we teach our clients in the one called sale. First thing you say is this: nice to meet you. Nice to meet you as well. No chit chat. How's it going? How'd you hear about me? I love your haircut. Oh my God. None of the night. No rapport building. Then here's what you say next. If it's okay with you, if you wouldn't mind, take a step back for a moment, walk me through your background, your situation, and up to your current issues you have with your whatever, and we'll go from there. Would that be okay with you? And take your fingers like this over your mouth, like a doctor, and sit back in your chair like this.
I love it. Ari has his fingers over his mouth. It's great.
This trains you to stop doing what?
Talking. Stop talking.
Stop talking. That's the hardest part. The hardest part is to stop talking. And it sends the message that you're here to listen. It's not about you today. You're the doctor, they're the patient. You have to go through a diagnostic process first to figure out the seriousness of the ailment. You can't just immediately assume they want to solve their problem.
Yes. And so that is where the trust starts to build.
That's exactly right. By the mere fact you stop talking.
Is there like a percentage? I always thought like interviews, or if you go back to dating, it's like you're supposed to let them talk X% of the time.
Yeah, well, it's when somebody feels heard and listened to, they emotionally decide if they like you or not. Not intellectually, but emotionally. Their system goes, oh my God, she totally gets me.
Right.
She's the one. Oh, yeah, he's my guy. He's not trying to play the game. He's not trying to use fake rapport. He's not trying to become my best friend. He's not trying to do the whole sales thing, which everybody knows a mile away.
Yeah. So the first conversation is really important, and you got to flip it so they don't feel like you're moving them down a funnel. But there's a lot of pressure to move down a funnel.
Well, any pressure you might feel from your company, you have to keep within yourself. You're not allowed to transfer that to someone else, especially your prospect. That's not your responsibility to do that. And the minute they feel any pressure from you, it's over right there and then. They've locked down in the back of their mind any vulnerability that they would have told you beforehand. So your job is to have a pressure-free conversation without an agenda. Your goal is not to move them forward. Your goal is to build enough trust with them until they say these magic words to you, which is this: how can you help me?
Yes.
And that takes immense patience. You got to be centered. You got to breathe. You got to stay calm. You got to stay present.
Love it. It makes a lot of sense, and it seems like human nature, but it's tricky because there's so many outside forces, and you want to share your screen and move into the demo and all the exciting bells and whistles, but you're not there yet.
Right, because we've been conditioned to be enthusiastic, to be excited, to show them what we got. Oh my God, let me show you a demo. It's over right there. They've seen the demos. They know the sales pitch. Your job is not to be excited about your solution, but about understanding their problems.
Yeah, it's a relationship. It's an extension of a business. Everyone's interviewing each other.
Yeah. They got to feel that they can connect you at a human level, not the solution level.
Maybe there's a point where you realize, hey, maybe we're not the right solution for you. That can happen.
Absolutely. And your job as a doctor is not to dispense any medicine. It's not good for the patient. So you have to tell them, look, we're probably not a fit because your situation isn't serious enough, or the impact your problem doesn't justify even solving it. Just stay as you are. Don't change.
Right.
You know what? Our best clients go into their first meeting with this mindset. Their mindset is, we're probably not a fit. That's in their mind at hello. Not a fit. They detach from the outcome. They let go of the sale to allow themselves to be present with the other person. If not, what's happening is you're listening for next step information to move them forward, and you're not really listening.
That's true. That is true. And if they're not really listening, the trust can be broken quickly. But can the trust also be built very quickly? Is there a time frame?
Yeah, well, there's a certain series of questions we created called trust-based language, and I'll take you through it now to teach some of your folks who are listening how to do this. So let's say you have a first meeting with someone, and I just walk you through kind of what you say. Nice to meet you as well. You smile, of course. And you say, if it's okay with you, if you wouldn't mind, Joey, take a step back, walk me through your background situation, up to your current concerns you have with X, and we'll go from there. Would that be okay with you? You go like that, sit back, your fingers in your mouth, and their system goes, oh,
sure.
I can talk now. Yeah, it's about you, not about me. And they start downloading on you. As you're listening, your system will go, oh, I can fix this. I can solve this. Oh, yeah, perfect. They're qualified. You're thinking about yourself already. You got to be present. And when you're done talking, just summarize their core issues. So what I'm hearing from you is your core challenges are X, Y, and Z. Is that right? And they go, exactly. My God.
You get me.
You have to listen to me. My next thing you say is this. How long has this been an issue for you for? And what have you done so far on your own to try and resolve this? I see. And what have you done up until now to work on this? Okay. Then you get to what I call COI, cost of inaction. COT replaces ROI. See, most reps go, oh, we can make you X over 5 years. No, don't do ROI. People can't think past like the next couple days. Stick with cost of inaction. What's it costing them not to solve the problem now? So you might say things like, I'm just curious, do you have any idea what the impact is right now to your business by not having this in place? What's the cost to your team? See how I'm unraveling, peeling the onion back, going deeper inside the problem?
I like that. Yeah. And you're switching it also to the risk. They're going to be risking.
What's the cost of them living with it right now? Because here's why that's important. The last question you're going to ask is this one. It's the most important one of it all. Is this a priority for you to resolve once and for all? And stop these losses for your business and finally fix this thing. And I'm okay either way. See what I just said? It's not my problem. I'm not going to own it. You're the one that's got the problem. I'm fine. I got a roof over my head, food in the refrigerator. I'm doing okay. But don't you give me your problem. You got to own it. It's like a parent and a child. Now, Johnny, pick up your clothes before you go to school today. It's like these people are like children. You got to help them own their own problem and help them decide whether it's their priority or not. I know it sounds crazy, because if they're looking for information, but information does not mean they want to solve their problem.
Yeah, true. That's true. I mean, that's like life. It's funny you're talking about this and you made the kid reference. I'm like, I totally understand that. And now I'm thinking of all family and friends. Hopefully they're not listening to this podcast. Just kidding. I love it. But what is the length of time? I know you've talked about like the one call sale, but is this multiple that you're talking about?
So this first meeting should be no more than 30 minutes maximum.
30 minutes. Okay.
If you go past 30 minutes, you're in what I call free consulting mode. You're doing education, free information. You're giving them so much information, and now to process it, they got to think about it. And now they go into a black hole. You got to chase them because they can't commit to anything. So the first goal, the first meeting is to schedule them for the next meeting.
Yes. And then you say, well, how do you lead into the next meeting? Like, how does it end?
Great question. So let's just say you follow my process and what I call going down the iceberg. Okay. You go below the iceberg, ask those questions. You say to them, is this a priority for you? And the guy goes, yeah, you're right, Joey. We got to work on this for sure. Then what you do is you say, may I walk you through my roadmap process for how I go about addressing your issues? You're asking permission every step of the way. Now, of course, you're going to say, sure, because you gave them 0 so far about you. You haven't said a word about you. Remember, you closed your mouth at the beginning?
Yes.
Only about them.
Yeah.
So then what you do is, Joey, is you create a roadmap, a visual flow chart from left to right of 5 or 6 steps of what your process is for how you solve their problem. Not your solution, not your demo, not your prices, not your services. It's a meta step. It's a framework or a model or a phased approach of how you work with them. Let's just say your first approach is a discovery phase, okay? A discovery meeting to get the actual facts from the person, more facts. So you might say, may I walk you through our roadmap process? They go, sure. So you walk them through. Phase 1 is we do discovery phase. Phase 2, we do analysis of that data. Phase 3, we do a plan together. Phase 4, you can walk them through the visual tool. And then you say to them this, you say, what are your thoughts on the roadmap process? Now, don't ever ask this question ever again. Don't ever say, you ready for this one? Don't ever say, do you have any questions? That's the worst thing to ever ask anybody in the sales process. They start picking your brain for free, and then off they go. The shop's someplace else. Don't ever say, do you have any questions? Just say, what are your thoughts on the roadmap process? And hopefully they go, makes sense. And you say, where would you like to go from here?
That's a good way to phrase it. Instead of any questions, where would you like to go from here?
Yeah, there's no closing. They still got to trust you. They're still testing you. They want to see if you're going to pull anything out of your bag, try and trick them. Then they say, well, what's the next step? And you say, it's real simple from here. We just schedule a call right now. We'll meet again next week, and we'll go through phase 1, a discovery phase. We'll ask you deeper questions. We'll show you a demo. We'll understand get your team involved. Really unpack everything at a deeper level. Are you okay with that, Mike? I was like, sounds reasonable to me. See, no selling at all. You just onboarded him into your process. That's your only goal is onboarding, not closing.
Sold, then right away showing me the tool. And I'm like, I got lost because I, was like checking my phone and not engaged. But yeah, I like all of this.
People are only engaged when they talk about themselves. They disengage when you talk about you. Nothing personal. We're all lovely people, but they're not here to make a new friend. They're here to solve a problem. And the person who understands the problem the best wins. That's it.
I think that is like something every sales and marketing team should like write down and think about every single day. Like, you're just here to solve problems. You're not here to make friends. And whoever can solve the problems wins.
Wins. Exactly. That should be the poster on every corporate wall around the world. Our mission is to solve these people's problems, not to be the number one. And it's just like, oh my God, really?
So you've been doing this a long time, and I can still hear the passion. You've written several books, and you get on some of the biggest stages to talk about this method kind of that you've created around trust. And I know it's shifted a lot over the years, and we're in like a very trust led, but where were you before? What led you to this?
Well, interesting enough, I was a sales manager years ago in a high-tech company. Launched the first online website analytical tools to track website behavior. Now it's called Google Analytics. You probably heard of that.
I have.
We were the first one at the door with that product, and I managed 18 reps at the time. I'll never forget the pivot moment that I had. And this big opportunity came across my desk. A big company called us, and I got the phone call, and he's like, Ari, can we see a demo of what you've got? I said, great. So we scheduled a call for a live demo, and if I closed this one sale, it would like double the revenue of the company in one sale. That's how big it was. So I was in the conference room with my CEO. I'll never forget this big, long conference table. In the middle table is the old school kind of Star Trek Polycon speakerphones in the old days. Speakerphone, mute button, and dial pad. That's pretty much it. So I dialed the number. He picks it up. He's like, hey, Ari, how's it going? I'm like, good. He's like, hey, let me tell you who's with us on the phone call today with us. I said, great. Next thing you hear is, my name's Mike. I'm CEO. I was like, oh, this is good. My name's Chris. I'm head of global IT. Amazing. This is Julia, head of global marketing. Like, everybody on this call was a decision maker. Like, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen now. So I had them all log into a live demo back then. They started showing them how everything works. And they're like loving it. I'm hearing this noise on the phone call. Wow, this is amazing. This is like early days, internet. They start asking me, how does it work? How do we install it? How does the code work? Of course, I had all the answers to that. There was so much chemistry on this phone call, Joey. It was like a love fest on the phone.
Love it.
You know what I'm talking about? They got the questions. You got the answers. You said to yourself, what? Oh my God. This is like the perfect conversation. There's no resistance. An hour goes by. My contact says to me, Ari, we love this. Give us a call a couple of weeks, follow up with us, and we'll move this thing forward. I'm like, thank you, God. Oh my God. I said my goodbyes, took my hand, reached for the speakerphone. As I'm reaching for that off button, by complete accident, I hit the mute button instead of the off button. They were right next to each other, and a small click happened, and they thought I hung up the phone. In that split second, a voice inside of me said, Ari, go to the dark side. Be a fly in the wall. Go where no one's ever gone before. And so I pulled my thumb back for a couple of seconds. They thought I left the call, and I listened to what they were saying. Oh yeah, that was the moment that woke me up to all this. And next thing I hear is the exact opposite of what I thought. Here's what they said. They said, we're not going to go with him. Keep using him for more information, and make sure we shop someplace else cheaper. Knife and heart twist. I was in a state of shock. I finally snapped out of it, hit the off button, and I looked at the wall and I said to myself, what did I do wrong? I was professional. I was competent. I had a demo. I was friendly. I did everything I was taught to do in sales, but they felt comfortable not telling me the truth. And I said, this is wrong. This whole game is wrong. Selling has become a dysfunctional relationship. Everyone's playing these games, layers of games. Oh my God, I've got to fix this. That was my mission 22 years ago. And here we are today with thousands of people who have made the shift and great, amazing success stories by shifting away from the sale to trust instead.
Yeah, my heart breaks for you with that story, but I could totally see that happening. And they're like, use him for more free information. He's full of it.
He's so friendly. He's so nice. Just keep using him.
Yeah, we like him. And you're very likable. I can totally see that happening. Yeah.
We're taught to be likable. But when you go see a doctor, he doesn't say, hey, let's have lunch first. I love your shoes. He doesn't try and be liked, does he? No. He focuses right in on the problem. That's what we teach people, how to become the doctor and stop being the pharmacist.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. For most part, we like our pharmacists, right?
Stop giving the medicine out too early.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So then big lesson there, mistake on their part.
That's what launched my whole philosophy around trust-based selling and no more traditional models anymore and really breaking the mold.
And that has also brought you to recreating yourself into an Ari AI.
I've replicated myself, cloned myself. So we have our own mini Ari AI sort of system that's proprietary, not available to the public. In fact, I decided over the years never to make my IP public except for a little bit of it. So I kept it all private, thank God. Now the AI came around, I put in my own private repository, which only our members have access to, of our community. And if you want interested in learning more about the community, just go to arigalper.com/free. We have our own community, our own learning hub of business owners, sales teams who are in there every single day, talking to me right now live. It's my voice. It's all my work of 25 years, all inside there. And they're loving it.
And it's inside there while they're on their demo calls
exactly. What they do is they usually go into it right before a conversation with somebody or an email. They're stuck with someone very sensitive and I try to write it back. They ask me and I write it for them. But it's all from a trust perspective. Not like OpenAI where you ChatGPT go to internet and scans websites. This goes right down the pipe of all my unique content. That's why it's proprietary.
It's your very own AI just for
Correct.
You. Yes.
So my own
your brain.
Correct.
It's like a chip inside your head.
Yeah, there you go. Neuralink, right?
That's your neuromite.
I am working on that, actually. I'm kind of funny about that. Not working on Neuralink, but I'm working on something really cool coming out soon called Ari in your ear.
Ooh, and that's the live demos.
Well, that's where you have you have a little iPod. Yeah, it'll hear a live conversation. It'll hear your voice and their voice, but it'll whisper like a Secret Service agent. It'll say, Joey, stop talking. Listen. You're talking too much. It'll whisper and hear and coach you live.
Amazing. That is super cool. Where else could that be used? That's so cool. I guess any type of coaching, any business meetings, slow down. Maybe you could use it for dating apps too.
Absolutely. Yeah. You're at a bar with someone. Stop talking. Let him talk.
Don't share that information.
Exactly. Not yet.
I love it. I love it. So innovative. And sorry that incident happened where you didn't shine, but look where it's gotten you. How many books have you written?
7 now.
Wow.
Yeah. Anybody who wants, they can get a copy for free at thetrustbook.com. That's my latest one called Trust in a Split Second. And you can get a copy there and also have a chat with us about your situation. And we'll send it to you as hard copy in the mail with a stamp on it, not digital, not your inbox. You're not going to have to print it. Don't worry. We'll mail it to you in the mail. I know it's old school, but we like to have people hold their books in their hands.
Believe in that. Awesome. We'll put that link in the show notes. And then what other ways for our listeners to get in touch with you?
Honestly, the best way is just to join for free in our community. It's just arigalper.com/free. In about 30 seconds, you'll be inside our learning hub. You can access my course for free, the Mastering the Mindset course, or join the feed. People are posting up success stories every single day in there. I just tried this, Ari. I just tried this. What do you guys think about this? Dropping notes in there. It's a really cool community. I'll get in there for free right away, arigalper.com/free. And when you get in there, you can select the button that says, yes, I want a consultation, and we'll send you a book as well in the mail. Honestly, that's the fastest way through.
Very cool. Thank you for sharing that. And when you're talking about your community, it's for all levels of selling because you were selling clearly enterprise level.
Oh, yeah, it's all levels. Anybody, entrepreneurs, startups, founders, sales teams, and they're all in there and they're all there for one reason. They all want to learn how to build trust with people. And honestly, I call it the trust movement because this is the trust movement. People learning how to go back to trust. They'll be lost over the years by getting way too on the side of selling.
All right. Last tip, last question. I want to bring it back. If you could you could just tell every sales and marketing team to confront one uncomfortable truth of how they operate today, what would it be?
Well, I'll give you one right now. And I'm going to ask everyone listening who's a salesperson or a sales team to remove one key phrase from your vocabulary as of today and never use it the rest of your life. Okay, here it comes. It might hurt just a bit. Ready for this one? I'm going to ask everyone to never again use the phrase follow up ever again as of today. Never email someone and say, hi, I'm writing a follow up. Hi, I'm calling to follow up. Who uses that phrase? People. Follow up moves them forward towards a sale. Stop using that word. Here's what you say instead. I'm giving you a call to see if you have any feedback on our previous conversation, any feedback on our proposal, any feedback on our meeting. Feedback goes towards back to the problem, not the solution. It's part of the mindset shift, is the languaging and the approach.
All right. Can never say follow-up. You have to say feedback. Replace it with feedback.
From now on. Otherwise, it's over. They know they're being chased.
All right. Something we can all implement very easily.
Correct.
Well, Ari, it has been an absolute pleasure to host you today. Congrats on all your success. All the links are in the notes to get the free book that you offered us. So thank you for that. And until next time, stay profitable.
Thank you so much.